Chapter 7, Cooperation Leads to the U.S. Constitution. Let's read through the slide first. In the 1750s, the United States did not exist. Instead, it was made up of 13 separate colonies. Each colony had to give up some of its independence. An independent government is not ruled by any other government. In the 1750s, the United States did not exist. Instead of a single country made up of many states, there were 13 separate colonies. Each colony was like a small country with a separate militia, different laws, and a different type of money. Each colony was separate from the others and dependent on the mother country, which was Britain. In this chapter, you will learn about the common problems the 13 separate colonies had that led them to join together to form a united country. You will also learn how each colony had to give up some of what it wanted and compromise in order for all the colonies to be able to work together. Each colony had to give up some of its independence. An independent government is not ruled by any other government. People and groups of people who do not like to give up their independence, they only do it gradually, step by step. So we're going to talk about the 4 stages that often lead to full cooperation. The stages of cooperation. Follow along. Stage 1. Gather together and discuss common problems. People recognize that they have some of the same problems, and they get together and discuss them. People are not yet cooperating because they haven't agreed on a solution to try. They're just gathering together. In Stage 2, occasional voluntary cooperation. Some members of the group agree on a solution to a common problem. In Stage 2, occasional voluntary cooperation may begin with some of the members of the group agreeing to a solution to a common problem. If occasional voluntary cooperation solves a common problem, people may cooperate again. Stage 3, regular voluntary cooperation. When events occur again and again, we say the events recur. People are cooperating most of the time, but there are no laws that require them to cooperate. Stage 4, legally binding cooperation. People may need to work together regularly when voluntary cooperation fails. Then a group of people may agree on rules to enforce the cooperation. When people have agreed on laws to force everyone to cooperate, they can be sure of everyone working together. Stage 1. The colonies gather to discuss common problems. The Albany Congress. One of the first times the 13 colonies tried to work together was in 1754 during the early part of the French and Indian War. That was before the Revolutionary War from Chapter 6 that we just completed. At the time, most British colonists still were friendly with Britain, and they were upset that Britain was not winning the war with the French. The war was not going well for the British. 7 colonies sent representatives to Albany, New York, to meet and discuss the situation. Representatives are people sent to a meeting to speak and vote in place of a group who sent them. That meeting was known as the Albany Congress. At the Albany Congress, 3 important things happened. At the Albany Congress, 3 important things happened. First, the representatives invited the Iroquois Confederacy to the meeting. The representatives wanted to talk with the Iroquois Confederacy because the Iroquois were neutral and not taking sides during the French and Indian War. The representatives asked the Iroquois Confederacy to become British allies during their war with the French. The French were also working to get the Iroquois involved on their side of the war. Second, the representatives proposed a plan for having the militias from all the 13 colonies join together and fight against the French and their Native American allies. The idea of joining together for defense was an idea that colonists got from the Iroquois. The representatives thought that it was if different colonies joined together like the 5 tribes of the Iroquois Confederacy had done for many years, Britain could win the French and Indian War. Let's stop.